There we go. Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in sunny Southern California. That young man out there is.
Hi everyone, this is Felipe de Herrera in Essex, England.
This is the most FaceTime you've gotten in like 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Tell everybody in Europe that we do have a European, a UK representative. We are getting all kinds of hits on our website. Global, we're global now, folks. If you've read anything about agave spirits around the world, we have been getting hits from Australia, from New Zealand, from Europe, from the UK. But tonight, this is interesting. This is a referral from the folks at Dr. Sours. They referred us to these folks, San Cosme, from. This is a mezcal from right there. Everything I need to know is right on the label. From Oaxaca. Where's it made? Oaxaca. And you know what we didn't do off camera, Felipe? As we've talked about before, the we have a stamp, a holographic stamp. If you snap that stamp, it takes you to what is considered what is similar to the gnome list in tequila, and it tells you more about the process, where it's made, where it's located. We neglected to do that off camera, but maybe we'll do it on camera, okay? But as usual, I think we're going to break the seal, taste it, and then tell you all. Then we'll give you all the ins and outs and stories. I will tell you that. I'm going to use my Stasel Jarrito. Ooh, hello. This is at 80 proof. It is a gateway mezcal. So it's not at a higher proof like some of the other some of the mezcals and rums and posh that we tasted. I've thrown the kitchen sink at you, man.
I think anything, mate.
So anyhow, just in opening beautiful legs and tears. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's pretty. Wow.
Plain.
Yeah.
I expect a goldfish to be in that.
Yeah, well, you want to breathe it instead of swallow it, I suppose. Beautiful legs and tears. I'm not even sure you can see it. I'm actually in the middle of the afternoon here in California, and you're about ready to go to bed, man.
It's 8:45 in the evening. It's all right.
Yeah. Beautiful legs and tears. When I popped the cork, we sniffed. Espadin just came right up and said hi. I mean, and it's sweet on the nose. Sweet Espadin. It's green.
It's really smooth, isn't it, sir?
Yeah. Oh, that's just very pleasant. Hardly any alcohol at all, and that's not a bad thing to have it. But I'm not detecting any. It's more. I'm getting some clay. I want to say that there are certain designations on the label that will give you clues as to what the process of mezcal is. I want to say this is considered artisanal. Probably so. I will check a little bit more. We'll actually snap the holographic stamp for you, and hopefully it'll have more information on the process. But I smell like a little bit of clay or something, like earthiness, don't you?
It's definitely earth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very light smelling for a mezcal, isn't it? It's nothing overpowering.
No. I mean, it's not burning your nose hairs or anything like that, and it's actually very pleasant. We've had in the last couple of years, we've had mezcals from different regions and microclimates in Oaxaca and elsewhere where they make mezcal, and a lot of them are coming in like this, just very pleasant. And even at higher proofs, the smoke sometimes is almost non-existent. The I don't know what Maestro Mezcaleros are doing now, but the smoke is less and less prominent on some of these, and the plant is becoming more and more to the forefront. So it's almost like there's nothing to be afraid of, you know.
Huh? I quite like that.
Wow. I think I'm even getting a little bit of like a plantain, or you know,
Do you think? How come?
I think so. I think I picked a little bit up. I don't want to call it banana because it's not a banana. It's not, you know, it's a, sometimes in the States we used to call them cooking bananas, but they're plantains basically. And you get them either ripe or green. This is more like a somewhere in between. And as it opens up, of course, these jarritos have a mouth surface, so it's got um, a wider opening. Wow, that's bright though.
It's good. I mean, like you say with a plantain, it's almost a fruit, but not citrus. It's a
No, if I had to pick another fruit besides that, maybe something tropical, but I'm not sensing a bright tropical fruitiness. You know, it would be, to me it would be something like that. It would be more of a plantain or.
it shows where we're from, because I would have said almost like an apple, but not, not like a crunch apple, but you get like a spiced apple.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. I will. Maybe even pear, but I'm not sensing pear. The last time I sensed pear was more in an aged tequila, but they're becoming more and more challenging. I can tell you that, since we're getting them from all over the world. It's each one of these has a terroir from the region that it grows in, so, and that it's made, and then of course the hand of the maker and the process, that all those variables come together. And it's almost, you could spend the rest of your life studying mezcal and not get bored.
It's a bit. Do you said clay? Didn't you? Because it's very light earth.
Yeah.
So it should.
It keeps opening up in the glass. It's like every time I swirl it, there's something new coming up. Now I'm getting mint.
That's
What? I'm ready to dive in, man, because
it's inviting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Oh,
cheers. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. There was like a woodiness, a paperness, the plant. I've never had this kind before. I've never had. Okay, I've had them, but I've had them from other mezcal made from other plants. I've never had a espadín taste like this. This almost tastes like an arroqueño or one of the other plants that take a lot longer to grow.
Yeah. It is 100% espadín as well, isn't it? So
that's what it says. But it doesn't. I've even had raicillas that had that paper, woodsy, cane. I want to call it like a wood paper or it's like it's. Okay, it's like wood. There's more of the plant characteristic, and probably maybe that's from the fermentation. They're probably using the fibers, so it's more fibrous. But it tastes like another plant.
There's a hint of caramel in there, but it's sweet. But as the sweetness dissolves, it's almost like a blanket just comes over the top and gives you that little hint of smoke. Oh,
the retronasal is beautiful. There's no spiciness on the no super spiciness on the tongue that's going to upset you like some tequilas we've had. You know, you look for that spiciness, that pepperiness. This doesn't have that pepper. You're right. It coats like a blanket.
Mm.
Wow. Holy cats, man. It's creamy. It's got a creamy. And you know what? This got to be like a short to nothing finish.
Yes, dry. The palate's gone just from that last sip.
Yeah. Wow.
It's kind of, I know it's used a lot when you describe stuff like being honeyed and everything, but it's sweet. But so with a blanket, it's almost like if you have a mouthful of honey, the way that feels on the tongue,
Yeah.
the kind of sensation you're getting with it. It's very yeah, it's incredibly dry. It's making me thirsty.
Well, you know, that's not a bad thing, but yeah, this is
Yeah, it makes you want to have a bit more. You know, it's drawing you in. You
yeah.
have, no, that's fantastic. That's good. And then, yeah, hold on a minute. You know, it's like when you hold on a minute. You go in the kitchen when your mum's cooking and you sort of like nip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out, wait for dinner. Like, no, try a bit.
You know, it's wow, this is really dangerous. It's kind of like it wants to slide under the radar, but you know, the retronasal this is probably the most I've held a retronasal because it doesn't, you know, for anything, for mezcal or raicilla or tequila, or even the sotol you and I have been doing, the bacanoras. You know, you've had the whole region, and it's this one was very pleasant on the retronasal. There was no, you know, it wasn't like some retronasals are hard to hold because either your tongue gives out or the gaseous fumes from the alcohol start to affect. You know, it gets to a point where it becomes counterproductive to have it do longer. But this was so pleasant to do the retronasal. I didn't want to swallow. I wanted to smell more because it was a different aroma coming up through my nasal passages.
So even then, this last bit, it was a different. It's a really nice sensation with it. It's absolutely like the physical feeling of it in the mouth with with all the taste buds going. It's very different. It's so
savory. That's what it is. It's savory. It's savory.
That's the word, yeah.
It's like a sauce. You know? You could pour this over like potatoes or something. I don't know. You know, what would you, because look at that. I know you're thinking. Now, okay, well, before we get into pairing, let me read what's on this label so that we know what we're talking about here. It's Mezcal San Cosme, hecho en Oaxaca. Yeah, go ahead and pour yourself some more. It is only 80 proof, folks, so I would consider this more like a gateway mezcal. But what do we know about the market that it's in? I think we got minimal as usual. We got minimal information. But what did you find out?
All I found really is that it was made for the German market. How true that is, I mean, it's only a few things that I found, and usually if you read it in one place, they've probably got it from they've all got it from the same place, you know. It's like that. But yeah, and it's sort of they're branching out through Europe, and obviously if you've got it over there, maybe they'll get send a distributor for you guys out in the Americas. So
we do have a distributor, I think, in Texas. It is imported. It says it's imported by. Let me find the importer. Baron Francois Limited, New York. That's interesting. Baron Francois. Inside each bottle of Mezcal San Cosme is a story waiting to be told. Here is where tradition blends with the modern to distill ancient mystery into a spirit handcrafted by wisdom. Made from 100% Espadín agave, we bring this artisanal wonder to you in limited batches from Oaxaca with love. Okay, so it's in the artisanal category of mezcal, because mezcal has the three categories: industrial, artisanal, and ancestral. So that means our ancestral means that there's no metal touching anything. Okay, artisanal, there could be some metal, and I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna snap the. If you see this, folks, you can do this at the supermarket, liquor store. You can snap that tag on a bottle of mezcal. It'll take you to their database.
Do you have a batch number on your story, mate?
Yes, I do. It says batch number 19 USA 09. I don't know what that means.
My one's
maybe it's the 19th.
2017. It's just...
Yeah. Oh, yours 20. Oh, see, so yours is different than mine. Of course, yours would be stamped differently because it's in the UK. You see my stamper right here.
So you've got more info on the back as well. What mine says is, due to the artisanal nature of the process, mild variations can be expected in the product.
Oh, you got a different label. Oh,
that's it.
Okay.
None of the blurb that you've got.
Read what you got. That's it. Oh,
that's it.
Okay. Well, I got the US version. You get the UK, the European version that says nothing. So I don't think I care for that.
It's not important, is it?
Yeah, but okay. Well, I'm gonna. I know we're kind of long in the tooth here, but it's okay because we're gonna dig deep here on where it's coming from. I just got to find my QR code reader. Get yourself a good one, folks, because you're gonna need it if you're gonna be looking. There we go. If you're gonna be looking at mezcal and anything else, it's always important. A lot of folks are not aware that you can do that. Because, we're trying to educate as many people as possible. There we go. Open the website, folks. Take me there. For those of you who have done this before, you know that the requirements by the CRM are only required to. You're only required to give minimal information. Okay. Sometimes you'll be surprised you get more information than you bargained for, than what's on the label. Some labels are completely transparent. Some are not. It's just 100% agave maguey. It is our mezcal artesanal, so it's artisanal. This is a Joven, considered a Joven or Blanco. Okay, so it's not touching any wood. Agave Augustifolia. There's an email on who to contact, who the bottler is. Okay. Now wait a minute. Now we got a picture of the maker. Satellite. Let's see. Para más información, presiona la foto. Yeah, I'd love to do that, but I can't get to it because oh, here we go. All right, now check this out. This is what we're looking at, folks.
Nice.
See? So they are using a taona. I was right. I did get some of the clay and some of the wood, and they are fermenting. It looks like with fibers, right? Is that what you see there?
Yep.
Okay. And so that's a fired copper. That's the still. And this is the gentleman who makes it. Oh, even great. It's in Spanish. Horno de pozo. So it's a well. It's a well. It looks like a well, but it's the oven. So it's fired. Wait a second. Cocimiento, horno de pozo. Okay. Molienda, taona, or moleno chileno or egipcio. Okay. So they use one or the other, but it looks like they're using taona for this one. Alambique de caldera de cobre con montera de cobre. So it's copper pot still. And this is where they, I guess this is where they get the plant that tells you the exact region where these were harvested from. I got to tell you, folks, if you have never done this before and you want to investigate more into mezcal, that's how you do it. If you're not sure, the label doesn't give you a whole lot as evidenced by what the European market is getting. Snap that tag, get yourself a good QR code reader, and you will get all the information you need to get. Like I said, they're only supposed to get minimal information. The only thing they don't tell us is who the hand of the maker is, who the Maestro Mezcalero is. I don't know who that gentleman is. There's no name for him. Um, I wish I knew more about him because he's doing some crazy things with this mezcal.
There's not much on the website either for it. There's, you know,
Wait. Agustin Mateo Martinez. There's if you click on the picture, it opens up for you, and there's the caption. That's the Maestro Mezcalero, Agustin Mateo Martinez. I got to tell you, this guy, it's like Liquid Chef. Because, okay, I know I gave you an idea. You were thinking, what were you thinking? What are you gonna pair this with? Because I said you could pour this like in food. You said it makes you thirsty, but I bet it also gives you the munchies. It makes you hungry, doesn't it?
I don't know, I've just eaten. But it's very something sweet. It would go well with something sweet to balance it out, I think. But at the same time, you know. See, I'm thinking of having this. I just got some Savinelli tobacco, type pipe tobacco.
Okay.
And that, it's the English mixture I've got. I had some last night. So it's a very clean, burly tobacco. I think this would go well with that.
This is definitely savory. Now that I've got I've been through my first pour. This is you've already poured your second one, and I'm down. Sometimes I rarely pour a whole lot in here because it doesn't take a whole lot with these glasses to pull things out of. But every pass, there was something new. You know, first there was mint, and then there was Taona, and then in the retronasal there was wood, and then the finish is medium to non-existent. There's no warm fuzzy, but it all happens. Like you said, it all coats the palate. It all happens here.
And it's very almost like it's very caramel, but without that really high thing. And it doesn't taste. When we've had stuff where you can almost taste the chemical in it, where it's like it's been sweetened. This is just, it tastes incredibly clean, and the smoke isn't overpowering at all. It's nothing like that.
No, you and I had I forget which one it was that we did together. The smoke took a while for it to accumulate on your palate. The more passes you had, the more the smoke would appear. But
this is doing. I mean, I'm nearly finished the second pass of this. And
I got nothing. It's all savory. It's like a great soup. It's like a stew. It's like great pozole. Because that's what I would pair this with. And I'm not a gourmet. All right. I'm just not. I think I'd be hard pressed to even try to think of what I could pair this with a cigar. I don't know. I'd have to give the floor to my esteemed colleague here, who is probably more versed in tobacco than I am, because I don't even know what I would do this with. Because you know what this reminds me of. One of the things that people forget, and I've been trying to get samples of sangrita, because I really love sangrita if it's made well, and everybody's got a recipe for sangrita, and it comes bottled. I'm lazy. My sangrita to me is a spicy V8 in a shot glass, and but I've been to there's a particular family Mexican restaurant in Kansas. I love the family, and they make a sangrita that I would give up. I would give up the alcohol just to drink their sangrita, because it's that good, because it opens up the appetite, and it's a great compliment. And so I would do with this, I would look for a sangrita. I don't know why. Because this is so savory. It's the most savory thing I've ever had. And there were some raicillas that Alex and I have done earlier. Those are just now starting to play on the website and on YouTube. You can stream all of our episodes every month on YouTube. We just dump them all, and you can binge watch all the stuff that we're doing. Yeah, the nose doesn't match what the nose is bright, and it doesn't.
The two aren't related, are they?
Yeah.
I've never sniffed a drink more than I'm doing tonight.
Right.
This is like I'm getting this place.
This is nuts.
Light.
And you know what? It makes me want to say I would love to taste this at a higher proof, just to see what it does. How it evolves. You and I talk about, me and some of the other TJs, we talk about how the natural progression of a tequila from blanco to aged, and how it happens, and now they're going in all different directions within the same line. I'm thinking there are agave spirits that we're getting now that I would like to see how they evolve at a higher ABV. And the only reason I say that is because I've had my first introduction to Sotol was Don Cuco Sotol from the Jaques family, and they gave me a bottle one year that was at a higher proof than what Don Cuco came in at, and I swear it's a whole different booze, different profile, different everything, and it's all coming from the same plant. So I would like, with these agave spirits, I would like to see what it does, how it evolves with this same maker at a higher ABV.
I mean, the smell is quite. You can smell the plum.
Mm-hmm.
You can smell the plum, and then you drink it, and you can taste the earth that it was grown in.
And then the aftertaste is where, like, it just keeps giving.
It's gone. It's gone. It's like it's one of those. That's why it makes you want to drink more, because you want to keep this perpetual flavor in the mouth.
Yeah, you just want to. You're like a paddle wheel in a stream. You just want to keep going. Oh my goodness. Well, shall we do this and nominate it as a Brand of Promise nominee in the Mezcal Gateway Mezcal category? This coming in at 80 proof ABV.
That's it.
You folks in Europe, I have yet to see this anywhere in the U.S. Of course, I haven't been out in a year. Most of us haven't. We're just now starting to open up here in the United States. I don't know when you folks will see this. Probably in July. We're taping this. We're filming this at the probably toward the end of May, and wow, this is highly recommended for those folks who have trepidation about exploring mezcal. If you can find this one will sell you on every. You may not even graduate further than this.
No, you'll be all right if you don't.
Yeah,
it's a good one to stay on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, as it's mostly in Europe, I would say I might try it later on, actually. Cigar-wise, a Ramonolones, specially selected, but it's Cuban. So if you can get something similar to that in the US, fantastic. But Europe, we're blessed with
yeah, you are blessed. We got nothing.
Unless you're in the UK where the taxes are.
Well, we have the FDA where they're trying to tax us on everything too, and thank God that Cigar Smokers of America have rallied behind their representatives, because most representatives are cigar smokers too. Just a little hint. Anyway, folks, I don't know what else to say, but thanks for Dr. Sowers for the referral. Thank you. In fact, let me give you the name of the person who's the brand owner. His name is Gernot Alnock. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you, sir, for making this happen. I so appreciate it. What a treat. This is a treat. This is like no other espadín I've ever had.
It's like a savory pudding, isn't it? At the end.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still drinking it. So.
No, go.
You're trying to sign off. I will tell you what it's like.
At this point, we've been at this for like a half an hour. So that's why it's time for us to sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening and tasting and living vicariously through us on the Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Thank you for subscribing, for sharing, liking the video if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribing to us on the podcast. Follow us on Instagram. We're on every social media platform you can think of. Follow Felipe on Instagram. He puts he's actually quite good on some of his pictures. And
Thank you very much.
yeah. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely, my friends.